Kev, where did I hear you at the weekend, mate? What you were doing one of the games in the Bundesliga I was watching. What was it again?
That was probably the Dortmund game on Saturday night away at Gladbach.
That's what it was. That's what it was, pal.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So what about last night, mate? What did you think last night? Good result. Well, great results for English teams. And of course Celtic as well.
Yeah, I thought it was a super result for Villa. I think it underlines where RB Leipzig are at right now in terms of the goals they conceded. I thought there was a poor standard of goal, but that's not Villa's fault. I thought Villa played very well. Liverpool, I thought, were professional, got the job done. Girona can be dangerous, as we saw, but that was a really, they weren't great, but Alisson dug them out of trouble when he needed to, and I thought overall their quality showed. So, yeah, they're both going really, really well. I thought there was some great games, actually. I thought Real Madrid's win at Atalanta.
Oh, what a game.
It was a brilliant game.
I thought it was over at 3-1.
Jude's in good form, and he's his third goal.
And Mbappe's back as well.
Yeah.
He's got
big of a
6
Vinicius
now,
Junior,
Jude.
sorry.
Yeah, he's got 6 and 7, Jude. He's playing really well. Mbappe scored but then got injured, which is a shame for him. But we keep hearing about what a crisis he's having, what a difficult time he's having at Real Madrid. He's got loads of goals. He's in double figures already. So he took his goal very well, I thought. And that's a hell of a win at Atalanta because they're top of Serie A. They've won a load of games in a row, scoring lots of goals. So, yeah, that was a really good result.
And they went top at the weekend, I think, didn't they? Because Napoli get beat at home by Lazio, was that right?
Did they?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Napoli lost. And it's quite tight up at the top there. Inter are in there, Atalanta in there. But they're serious, Atalanta. They've spent a fair bit of money on that squad, and they've got one of the best coaches around.
Kev, before I forget, Bayern, did Harry score?
No, injured, I think.
He's
he's injured at the moment. But I tell you, he did score.
Muller scored.
I tell you, Michael Elise was absolutely
what a goal.
Brilliant.
By the way, I watched it. What a goal that is, Kev.
So he weaves his way through pretty much half the team, and then he sits down the goalkeeper and tucks it in the unguarded net.
Great goal.
It's a wonderful goal. Musiala played well again.
Oh, he's a good player.
So they're making up for the fact Harry's not there. He won't be there till early next year because of this injury he's picked up. But the problem Bayern have got is not against teams like Shakhtar, with all respect to Shakhtar. The problem they've got is against the big hitters because they're not beating them at the moment. So Kompany's still trying to tweak things here and there.
Kev, what about City then, Juventus? City have got to get something, haven't they?
Yeah, the 3-3 draw with Feyenoord last time out has made it a lot more complicated for them. And at the moment, the way they're playing and the way injuries have really hit them, you wouldn't necessarily back them to win a game like this. But Juventus have their own problems. They've got lots of players out injured. Douglas Luiz has only just come back. He was, of course, one of their big summer signings. They're without Bremer, who's their big centre-back. He's been out for quite some time now. They had 6 players out at the weekend, only drew 2-2 with Bologna. But they've got a really weird record. They've not lost a game in Serie A, but they've only won 6. They've won 6 and drawn 9.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a strange start to the season for them, but lots of good young players in that team.
Kev, just look, I think Arsenal should have no problem against Monaco, but I'm really intrigued. I'm very interested in this Barcelona story. Cash problems, financial problems.
Yeah, I mean, this is the continuation of something that's gone on for years now, really. Barcelona, every time there's a registration deadline, just trying to get more money into the pot. The latest way they're trying to do it is to sell VIP seats at the refurbished Camp Nou that'll be for 20 years. They believe they can bring in about 200 million from that. They have signed a big deal with Nike recently that is not going to be enough to re-register Dani Olmo. That's the key, really. It's about registering Dani Olmo for the rest of the season.
What's the story there, Kev? Can you explain that to us, please? Because
it is complex, but the way they did it for the first half of the season was to do with injuries. They had players out, and so there is a bit of compensation in the sense that you can kind of move your salary cap around and things like that. But when it gets to January, they've then got to re-register, and Andreas Christensen, who's been out, is expected to return, and so therefore you don't get that compensation anymore.
Right.
So they've got to jump through a few hoops to get Dani Olmo registered. Otherwise, technically, he would be able to leave the club on a free. Now, I'm sure they'll find a way of getting enough money in. But what it shows, I think the most important thing about the story is not that Dani Olmo will leave in January, because I don't think he will. But I think the most important thing is it still shows they're living hand to mouth a bit.
Yeah.
and, you know, their return to Camp Nou has been delayed. And it's just all still a bit, you know, complicated and a bit unsettling for them. And on the pitch, they've only won 1 in 5 in La Liga, and they're under pressure from Real Madrid and Atletico.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward tonight. Sorry, but we'll touch on Arsenal a little bit later on. Kev, thanks very much.
Enjoy tonight, mate.
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin Hatchard there.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.